Welcome. I'm glad you guys joined us today. I'm here with Heidi and Alla, two amazing bright lights with Unity Church of El Cajon. And I have to tell you, ladies, I was working on a thing about the superpower of order. You know, Charles Gilmore's book, right? So this is our last one. We're here. And Pastor Robert comes up to me and he says, if you want to talk about order, I know who you need to talk to. And they have a superpower of order. And he says, Heidi and Alla. And I'm just like, okay, I can do that. So before we get started, I'll do a little quick prayer here. And I want to say, Father, Mother, God, we thank you so much for this time. I thank you for the time with these amazing women, the time to connect with them, the time for them to connect with everybody that's listening, and to give us some insight on what their superpower of order is like, and how we might be able to take that into our lives would be amazing. So we pray this through the name of Jesus. Amen. All right. I'm excited. So we'll start with you, Heidi.
Okay. Well, you know, listening to your prayer, I was thinking about how just when my own home gets a little bit disorderly, I find that it's hard to plan and think clearly. So, you know, there's a value, of course, to being orderly within your home. But knowing that I was going to be invited to speak today, what came to mind for me as an example of divine order in my life occurred back in the 2000s. It was a time when I had left a marriage and I wanted to buy my next home. You know, I was coming out of a house, I wanted to buy another house. And it also was a time when my income wasn't very stable and the prices of homes were going up in double digits every year. And though I would look for a home, what I could afford was really very, very dilapidated and dumpy. And I knew that if I were to buy a home at that price, there would be no money left over to fix it up. But in 2009, which was about 9 years after I had initially desired to buy a home, I was finally able to purchase a property. And I knew at the time that it was really a gift from God because of the wonderful things that happened, all the things that fell into place that I could not have expected. And I had to give you one example, I was needing to furnish my unit with appliances, kitchen appliances. And there was a contractor who wanted to sell a brand new above the stove microwave. And so I drove to his house at Lakeside and we were having a nice conversation, and you know, he'd loaded up my car with this brand new white microwave, and I was getting ready to leave, and he said, well, tell me, he says, is there anything else on your wish list? And I said, well, I need a dishwasher. I still need a dishwasher. And he says, well, you know what? He said, I was about to take this dishwasher that my wife no longer wanted because she wants all stainless steel appliances. I was about to take it to the dump today, but I never got there. He said, and you can have it for free. And loaded up into my minivan, and I went home with not a brand new, but a free appliance, just out of the generosity of this man's heart. And, you know, I could never have expected that. I wasn't even thinking about that appliance at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that what I want to stress about that whole life experience of wanting to buy a house and it taking 9 years to get there is that it was in divine order or in divine time that I got that property. Because if I had gotten one sooner, if I had gotten one as many other people did without proving that they had the income to afford it, then in and around 2009, 10, or 11, I would have lost that house and anything I had put into it because that was the financial situation I was in. If I had bought it at a higher price at an earlier time without having to prove that I could afford it, I would have lost it. So I am in a wonderful financial position today because divine order brought me this property at the right time for me, not when I desired it, because I would have loved to have been in a house in 2002, 2003, 2004, you name it. But I had to wait till 2009.
When I first got into Unity, when I first came into Unity, there was a group of women who had a prayer group. Once they would meet once a week, and they would take all the names on the prayer list that people had put in, during the week, and we would read off the names. And everybody's got like an issue going on, otherwise they wouldn't really be on the prayer list. So I thought they were going to pray for what that person wanted. Okay. Instead, they said, we read off all the names, and then everybody just said, divine order, divine order, divine order. And that was it. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? That's it? So being new to Unity at that point, I started thinking about it and meditating about divine order, and the whole universe is based on divine order. If there was no divine order, it would all be chaos. And as a matter of fact, the Greek word for order is cosmos. So you have chaos and you've got cosmos. So we live in this cosmos and it's all in order. So sometimes we'll perceive, and God is the only truth there is, but we will perceive something that is out of order, which is a false perception. So all I have to do, this is what I do when I see something that's out of order, is I just call on divine order. I just say divine order, divine order, divine order. And miraculously, things fall back into order. So I use divine order often if I lose something, like if I can't find my keys, I just call on divine order and I will walk right over to those keys. 99% of the time that I call on divine order, everything just falls into place. And if it doesn't, I figure it's just divine order. So divine order, I mean, when we're talking about the powers, okay, it's like, this is a power that we can, channel. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm grateful that I have this power. I'm grateful that I've recognized this power. And since I've been using it, my life has gotten better. It's more peaceful. I'm more relaxed. I mean, like I said, Heidi and I, if you came to our houses, you would see how everything is in order. All right. So we've been using order all along. But there's also, I mean, I could, like maybe be too obsessive about, trying to keep things in order all the time. So there's a difference using divine order as opposed to, just this crazy kind of, it's got to be in order, I don't even know if I'm making any sense now. So anyway, that's, I mean, we all use order. I mean, you have your way of using order, okay? Creative people have to use order because creativity, to bring something into creation, just as the universe was created, we have to put things in order. There's a sequence, there's planning, there's adjustments, there's.
Tell me something. Do you find that people that have chaotic houses or chaotic closets are usually people that are missing order, this divine order in their life?
Everything is in order. Everything is in order. I mean, it's all God. God is divine order, okay? And I mean, not everybody likes to have a house that's in order. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, look at what, okay, let's just take Albert Einstein. Okay, now he was a slob, all right? But look what he did. I mean, you know, it just depends on, like Heidi said, I feel more comfortable. I can plan things. I work. As a matter of fact, when I have to do, if I have to do some work, I clean my house first. I have to do it. That way I could get, you know, focused and clear on what it is I need to do. So not everybody's house is, just because someone's got a little sloppy house doesn't mean that they don't use divine order. I mean, divine order, this is a big power. I mean, they all are, of course, but I mean, the universe would not exist without divine order. We are in divine order. Everything is in divine order. We live, we move in divine order. Okay. And it's, you know, like, you're going to put this little video together, so you have your way of doing it. When I help people, you know, order their houses or, you know, whatever, I don't come in and say, okay, this is what you're going to do. I ask them what they want me to do. Okay. They have their own vision. I can't, you know, I mean, I could give them some suggestions or whatever, but I can't force people to put things in order. You know, they have their own sense of order. You know, like every season is an order. Every, like, you know, and every season has its own colors and you know, temperatures and you know, some of it looks sloppy, you know, like if you ever lived in slushy snow, or, you know, it's sloppy, but it's part of the order.
My definition of divine order doesn't exactly match Allah's, that everything that's happening is in divine order. I guess I see divine order as happening when it happens, and that it happens in our lives when it does. So I can't speak for my clients about whether the things that they desire come to fruition in it on their time frame or on God's time frame. You know, and I know that I gave you this really long example of what I felt was divine order in my life. I had shared with Alla that to contrast that with a quick example, or how something manifested much more quickly in my life. About, I think it's been about 2 years ago now, I just had this desire to read books about people of other cultures. And I don't know where that desire came from. It wasn't something I'd been thinking about, or, you know, for quite some time. It just came to me. And within the week, I was walking in my neighborhood for exercise, and I stopped at one of the little reading libraries. And sure enough, there was a book about an American woman who, in her late 20s, married a British big game hunter. And he moved her to a country in Africa where she lived the rest of her life. And in reading that book, I was able to learn about the Hutus and the Tutsis and how they interacted in this country where, you know, one was more dominant than the other, even though they were in the minority. And just in the last 2 years, that just continued, that books fall into my lap about people from Pakistan and Afghanistan. And but that just happened, like I say, within a week of the desire hitting, which contrasts with that other example.
Time is divine order. Timing is divine order, because it's sequence. It's, you know, it's you know, the progression of the seasons. You know, it's all it's like it operates on all levels. On all levels. It's big. It's really big. I mean, you know, I mean, when I went into that prayer group, I mean, here's a group of women. I mean, these ladies were unity, okay? They had been around for a really long time, and I was a newbie, and I wanted to find out about unity. I wanted more information, and I walk in there, and, you know, we say person's name, divine order, divine order, divine order. That's it. That's how deep and broad it is, and yet so simple, you know. It's just, it's an amazing power. I mean, we wouldn't exist if it wasn't, divine order, if we weren't in divine order. Everything is in divine order.
Thank you for joining me, ladies. I appreciate it. I would like to close this with meditation. We can relax as we breathe in and we breathe out. We remember we are all in divine order. The seasons are the divine order. Nature is the divine order. Our bodies are all divine order. We breathe in with gratitude, knowing that this order brings us safety, security, as we rest in the loving arms of God, knowing that divine order, divine order, divine order showers over us. It blesses us, it protects us, and it keeps us in the flow of life. Rest in a moment of divine order and know that it is so. As you continue to breathe in and out, realize that even in this moment, divine order is happening. In every moment, divine order is happening. And as you take your next breath, you return to the here and the now in divine order, divine order, divine order. And so it is. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.